Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
And we have for you here our Grey's Anatomy Season 16, Episode 13 reaction. And this is a weird episode in a lot of ways because I feel like the biggest story is probably something that maybe accumulated like 30 seconds of actual time on the episode itself.
Yeah, I agree. Well, there was kind of two stories that were going on that were really important but didn't have a lot of screen time.
No, and I think it's important. We're going to spend a lot of time trying to figure that out because I think we're getting a pretty clear sense of what's going on with Pac North people coming over and everything that's happening with Suzanne. But we have this kind of just issue bubbling underneath the surface of what is going on with Alex, how the producers are handling all of this. And I think it's complicated. We'll try to go through it. Before we do, though, if you like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We're going to try to have all sorts of Grey's coverage coming up so we can all get to the bottom of this together.
Yes.
This is one of these sort of things where I think we have to consider the behind-the-scenes stuff here because I feel like whatever happened with Justin Chambers, the writers did not know about it until the last minute and until after they had already written up a bunch of scripts. And now they're sort of like having to figure out how to go back and try to change things in the scripts. And I think they're really having to it feels like they're almost winging it when it comes to this story.
Yeah, I kind of in some ways just were wondering if they're buying time right now by having Alex go and see his mom, and what we heard tonight, this whole, oh, he's going through something, he needs some time, now he's ghosting me. It's all very strange. Like they don't know yet exactly what they're going to be doing with him, because if he's just going through something, I mean, this is his wife. His wife has been through some really serious stuff that she's shared with him. I can't see him then just being like, oh, I'm going through some stuff. Oh, what is it? Oh, I'm not going to tell you, but, I'll get to you when I get to you. It just feels very out of character for him. And then to just ghost her like this, or not pick up any of his calls, her calls, is just very weird.
Yeah, it feels, and I'm just speculating here, right? Nothing has actually been revealed about this, but it almost feels like Grey's Anatomy, the show itself, is sort of biding its time, or just waiting to see, okay, is it possible that Justin comes back, or that Alex comes back, and they don't want to make a decision on it right away? Or is it possible that they just don't know how to resolve all of this because it all happened so last minute?
That's what I think.
I know there's a lot of people freaking out on Twitter about this, and I've seen it throughout the night of people feeling like, okay, you guys aren't going to write any send-off episode for Alex at all. I think they're going to, and I'm not trying to, just give applause to the Grey's Anatomy team all the time, because I feel like we're honest when they mess stuff up. I think they have to know that people want some sort of send-off to this character, and I think we're going to get it. It's just we have to go through all of this first, and it's just like you just said, it's painful because after everything that's happened to Alex, and after everything that Alex and Joe have gone through, and also what Alex knows about Joe's history, it just doesn't feel right at all that Alex would just be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to pick up your calls anymore. I mean, you can go through something and still acknowledge your wife's presence.
Yeah. It's really weird. It doesn't really fit in with their relationship as far as I'm concerned. I just feel that at the very least, if he's like, oh yeah, I need some time, and then a lot of time has passed and Joe's sending a message being like, hey, so, I haven't heard from you in a week or a couple days or however long time has passed, are you even okay? That he could at least write back and just say, yeah, I'm all right. I still need a little more time. Is that cool? And of course she'd be like, yeah, take all the time you need.
Yeah.
But he's not even gonna, nothing. To me, that's starting to send off alarm bells that he's just not gonna make it out of this. And as much as I don't want this character to be killed off, I've been thinking about it and racking it around in my brain. How else are they gonna end this story arc with these two being together? Because I can't ever see him just leaving her after everything that's gone on the first half of the season alone. That all of a sudden they've renewed their vows and he's going to be like, oh, I'm having some trouble. I'm going to take off for a little while and now I'm ghosting you and see you later.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't fit. It doesn't work. I mean, we'll talk a little bit more in the preview about where we think this is going to go from here and what some options are for the writers. But just in the moment of this episode, I think for the two of us, and I feel like we have both championed Joe Lakes to the best of our ability.
Absolutely. They are a great couple.
Yeah. And so for it now all of a sudden to just be like, oh yeah, Alex is just MIA, and to see her come back to sort of this empty place at the very end of it, which I think is just symbolic of that. I mean, I do wonder as well, with that little scene towards Joe, if they're trying to sort of make a nod, is Joe going to be, a temporary foster home for this patient who we saw in the episode who nobody really seems to want to take care of?
Yeah, it also just feels a little bit like, for anyone that watched the last season of The Office, where it's like, we follow this story of Jim and Pam through all these seasons, and there's all these beautiful little romantic and sweet and all these things, and their relationship is really great, and then all of a sudden the last season, Jim out of nowhere has become a giant jerk, and everyone's just like, why is it gotta kind of end out like this? And even though they worked it out, it was like and that's kind of what I felt like with just this little bit of dialogue. They have brought out all my Jim and Pam feelings of that final season, where it's just like
and this could end up being even worse. Like, that's the part of it that's even harder to kind of digest. But like, I know there's other stuff that happened in the episode, and that's just, it's hard to not think about that stuff because it's kind of at the forefront of a lot of people's minds. I think the other biggest long-term storyline, obviously, right now is Amelia and what's going on with her and Link. And I think it was nice. I don't want to say maybe nice isn't the right word, but I think it was appropriate for Link to have that moment where he's just so honest with her and is just like, listen, I have seen the history that has gone on with you and Owen already. He doesn't want to get fully in and then get caught with his metaphorical pants down, and then all of a sudden this heart and soul is just crushed completely.
For sure. Not only do they have history, but Owen just alone has a history of tripping himself up and ruining everything around him. So if this turns out to be his baby, that even if Link and Amelia are able to be like, oh, okay, we're going to be okay, everything's going to be okay, we're in love, Owen's just such a disaster that he could just ruin everybody around him over this, including their relationship, when it shouldn't have had to go that way. So the thing that I was the most curious about was that text that she sent to him saying that she didn't do it. Because there was a moment where she was standing outside of that room, ready to go in, I think, with the answers. And then she chickened out and sent him this text that she didn't go through with it. That's my theory.
I think she's done it too. I think the test is done, and I think she does need time, but I think she just needs time in order to find a way to clue him in on it. And I think we've said this about Amelia recently. I think she will come around and do the right thing and tell Owen the truth. I don't think she's going to withhold that from him, but I think she needs to sort of figure it out, process it, and try to find the best way to explain it in the hopes that it won't lead to the end of this relationship, because I think she does love Link, and I think Link is very concerned because those like crazy tall dudes that blow around in the wind at the car dealerships that you pass by.
Yes, like in Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah.
There was this tall guy in a red shirt waving at me. Yeah.
That is Owen in a lab coat. Like, Owen just blows whatever way he just feels like at that given moment. And this is why Owen is a threat to Link on some level. And Owen may not be malicious by any stretch of the imagination, but he flip-flops like nobody's business.
Yeah, and my feeling is that if she's done the test and she's not willing to go in, this is Owen's baby. And really, I've been really hoping that this was Link's.
Yeah.
For a bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
I know that Owen is the more drama.
Yeah.
But Link is the better story to me. There's more to be mined, I feel, out of that love story than there is out of Owen flip-flopping. Again, we have seen this story play out so many times, but we have never seen a Link and Amelia story with a baby. We've never seen that play out.
Yeah, and our commentary here, perfect example of why we're not giving the Grey's Anatomy writers the benefit of the doubt, and that's why I am still feeling hopeful that they will resolve the Alex stuff, because this is, I think, a big miss. I do too. I think that really you shouldn't always try to just pursue the most dramatic option possible, because it does feel like here we go again with the Owen Amelia saga part 1000. And don't get me wrong, I used to love Owen and Amelia. They're just not working right now. That doesn't mean it might not work again down the road. It doesn't need to be this messy.
Yeah, and I feel like if you need the drama, there can be drama that's going to come from these two who have not been together that long, having a baby. Like, there's a lot of material to be mined from this. Like, it doesn't have to be boring.
And I think the other thing is, even if you are rooting for Owen and Amelia to get back together, I think having it happen just because Amelia is pregnant with this kid, like, that doesn't feel like enough of an actual love story. It should be more that they want to be together rather than Owen feeling pressure by some circumstance.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I really hope that does not go in that direction, but, I mean, maybe we're wrong. Maybe she actually hasn't done the test yet. It's just that pause, like you said, it, like, really put that chill down my spine.
Yeah, it did, and I hope that I am wrong and she just didn't do the test. But her standing outside that door and feeling that messed up about that she has to bolt and say she didn't do the test tells me in my gut that she did the test and it's Owen, and that she's not ready to face that music yet. Because I think if she had just not done the test, that's a conversation that Link could have been okay with. That they could have been, listen, like, I am going to do the test. I'm feeling too much pressure right now. I just give me a few more days, or give me any time you can. I don't think that Link is this unreasonable. He's being like, go die in a fire. No, sorry for your luck. You must do it right now. He loves her.
Yeah, he loves her, and I think Amelia is just really maybe insecure or worried because she probably hasn't felt the feelings that she's felt for someone, like she has Link in a while. So I think it's difficult for her in this spot. I hope this gets resolved sooner rather than later. I want to see them move on to some different things. I mean, I guess we'll figure it out.
Well, it's going to be hard because he did say that he doesn't know, right? He's not sure that he's going to be able to stay with her, and that's a lot of pressure. So I'm sure this is going to drag out.
It may very well drag out for a while, but it seems like one story they're not going to drag out for a while is all of a sudden, after spending like half the season at Pac North, it's just like, all right, we're washing our hands of this.
This is my stale face.
Yeah, this is the stale face, because, as it turns out, I tried to give Catherine the benefit of the doubt here that she wasn't going to go full, look how rich I am and how angry I am at you, Richard Weber.
Yeah, and how spiteful it is, and people have to interview for their jobs. Like, it's just, it is not a good look, Catherine. It is really mean. Like, this isn't just to place your husband where you want him and control him. This is everybody's job. Like, so many people are now either going to be out of work or put in positions that they're a little bit lower with. Like, this is not okay. And I understand what the purpose is, that they want to have everybody back at the same hospital. I get that. But there was a little bit of joy that I was having with Pac North, of this whole idea of watching this hospital that's being held together with like string and tape, trying to find a way to be able to become a little bit better and a little bit better. And then, they're standing on their own. And now it's like, nope, here's a whole bunch of money I'm throwing at that hospital, and now you're absorbed. So that storyline is just gone.
It was kind of like they were the Bad News Bears, and it's like the ultimate underdog story, and we were watching them and cheering for them, and I don't know if this is all happening in part because of Alex leaving, and maybe they had more plans that they realized it was going to be hard to do without him there. I don't know the origin behind any of this, but it's weird. It's not a good look for Catherine. It's also kind of weird. Grey's Anatomy was like playing their lighthearted storyline music underneath a lot of this.
Yeah, it was even that that conversation with Jackson and Richard sitting outside. It was like, oh, you guys will have a good laugh over this later. I'm like, she ruined his career of what he was doing and building over there. And then basically was like, I'm going to control you. I'm going to close down your hospital. I'm going to control all of your staff. And I'm going to put you exactly where I want you. That is not something that later, like, oh, remember that time? Remember that time you ruined my career? Oh my God, it was so funny.
Well, I think Jackson's not a very unbiased source. He said that Catherine's been his mom. I think he's used to this.
I get it, but there's other ways to kind of like bedside manner something like that.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation to say the least. And speaking of tricky situations, kudos to Jesse Williams for having to do about 30 different storylines while also directing this episode at the same time.
Yeah,
because
awesome.
this, I think it's an episode that it does have, I think, these little moments that we're going to cling to more than just necessarily the larger storylines.
Yep.
I mean, the patient of, I guess, the last few weeks, the Suzanne arc.
Yep.
Like, that's fascinating. I like the character of Dr. Riley, who they brought in, who, just blatantly lied about her own life experience.
Yeah, and doesn't take any crap from anybody. I really like her.
Yeah, I hope she sticks around. I think she's fascinating.
Yeah, she is fascinating. And how, like, confident she was in that lie.
Yeah, I bought into it. I was just like, oh, here's one of these, like, quintessential Grey's Anatomy, telling a personal story to get your patient fully on board. It was just... everything about this storyline is at least different.
Oh, yeah, it's different.
Including Sarah Rafferty playing somebody who is not, like, the most intimidating person in every room imaginable.
Yep.
So we'll have more on that, though, in the preview that we're going to be doing for episode 14, including more Alex speculation. You don't want to miss that. And if you did like this video, give us a like, subscribe. Tell us what you thought about the episode in the comments. And if you want to support us more, check out the link in the description to the CARTERMATT store. And we'll see you here next time.